Okay, guys, so continuing the videos, this is video number 10. And was testing how to send the image information from one plugin to the external processing, actually, to the main plugin or the main code. And it's not working. And to just test things out, for some reason, the whole thing's not working anymore. So it's fire up the external process and it crashes. And to be honest, I don't know why. It's something I'm doing wrong, of course. So, what is going on? Because this code is not getting processed anymore. So just for the sake of testing, I'm going to rebuild the both solutions just in case. I already rebooted my computer. Otherwise, I'll have to start looking where things is going wrong. Reachable code, that's okay because I added the return here, so it's complaining about that. That's normal. And while it's compiling, let me check if there anywhere be making a mistake. Because this guy here not getting called. Just never reaches there, so not that, I think. I think it's not that at least. It's taking some time to compile. Guys ready? And how about this guy? The external process. That one's taking some time. Before I test, just let me check something here on my microphone. Yeah, the noise is very, very low right now. Trying to pick up just the noise. But my wife keep making some noise. Let me put just a minute. Okay, sorry for the noise. I just put the cape back on the microphone. I say cape, but not. It's just a fake leather bag. But there seems to be very low noise today. Sometimes there's some very high noise in this one. I'm going to leave that open. I think I can leave that open. Yeah, I can leave that open. So if I see that it starts to add some noise, some like ground loop or something like that, I can do something about. So let me start this guy up. And again, I can see that if I look in here, I can see that it starts the external process and the external process crashes. So now I have to figure out why. I have my paint in here. Something's going on. And it crashes very quickly, actually. Doesn't even open the window. So I have my set window to X and window to Y. The get screenshot is I'm not using. This one I think I removed. I think at least. Handle editor, close editor. Something's happening. I have to figure out what it is. So let me take a look at the hand editor. If it's been called more than one time, maybe it'll be that. Let's call this up. Okay. Something I changed, but I don't know what it is that I changed that's making that. So let me take a look at the send events. But I know I changed something here on the naming private processing. There's the stage information that I have to fix it because this is all wrong. And for now, I'm going to remove it just to be sure it's not that. And then we can take a look at what's going on. Okay. The problem is in there for sure. So let me close this guy up and cancel external processing. And I can remove the alert in here. And I can start thinking on the screenshot code now. Because before I was sending one byte at a time, but that's just silly. It goes very slow to do that. So I can get and send the whole thing at one time. Maximum out of 8 seconds. That's very large. And now in here, where I do the plugin editor timer, it's going to repeat every with 4 seconds just to test it out, but it's going to be every second. But now I have to actually get all the data information. So it's going to be going to read to the destination buffer, which is going to be destination data, get data, and then X size. Let's see if it's going to work now. At least it should work in theory, but who knows? Okay, the editor opens, but I'm still not receiving. Yeah, you can see that it's crashing every 4 seconds because it reaches to this point here and it crashes when I have to send the actual data. And the data is not that large, but I think the piped the named pipe either has some problem with sending all this data or something else. The number of bytes the number of bytes I have on my memory output. Just in case, let's flush all the information. Okay, let me test this out. I want to check the size of the thing. What is it I was checking again? Oh no, I forgot. My wife was asking me something and I got distracted. Oh yes, I was flushing the memory output stream just in case. So what it is that's happening here? So white image format stream, the memory output stream, the image that I just got in here, and the output stream. Don't really need to flush that, but now I have the size of that. Just in case, let me check the size. But as far as I was testing before, crashes right when it's about to send to the naming pipe. You can see it's 769 bytes, 1000 bytes. That's not a lot. That's under 1 megabyte of memory. So I don't know why it's crashing so hard. Because I'm writing source buffer, the number of bytes. Thinking how I could debug this. Build solution. So I'm trying to debug this. Let's see if it works. So I have to attach to the process very quickly. So on Visual Studio it's Ctrl Alt P. Waiting to compile is a pain in the neck, but that's okay. We wait anyway. So let's try this guy. We're going to fire this guy up and get this guy up and attach to the process. And it's going to take 4 seconds. I care about that. And now I can do a breakout and can go to the thread number 2 here. And I can continue. Now I can jump right into this. So it's getting the data. It's trying to write. Trying to read. It's trying to read. Interesting. It didn't crash this time. Well, it did crash, but no, it didn't crash. Oh, now it crashed. What is it is that is going on? You can see that it's not attaching to my process anymore. It just keeps crashing and crashing. Let's try to test this guy. Oop. What a mess. Well, I'm going to have to figure out this in some other way. Let me compile this again without the debug information. Let me close all the external processes that are open. Okay. One thing I could try. Oops. Just going to try and send one byte at a time, just to discard problems with anything on the pipe. And that's going to be one byte. Just to check out. Still compiling. This one is all good. Let me wait for that. Because it's really not that much information that I'm sending. 100, let's see, it's 800,000 bytes. That's going to be 781 kilobytes and 0.76 megabytes. That's very little. So it should be crashing just for sending that. And either this memory output stream is not working the way I expected, or I'm doing something wrong, but I'm expecting something and it's really not that. Yeah, it could be that because it's crashing again during this transmission process. Let's see when it's going to crash. This is going to be a bit. Oh, I have to close the process, external process, file again, and run again. Going to take 4 seconds to start asking for the screenshot. And just go like this and check how far it goes. 48, I think it was. Interesting. It seems that the namely pipette does have some problem with transmitting too large data. If I go like this without worrying too much. Okay. So let me check one more thing. Can I check the size? Close creating pipe is open. Check one thing. See what happens if I wait and I keep sending the data only when it's giving me a return that is okay to send it more data. Let's see what happens. It's still going to just crash because oh, still crashing. What it is that's happening? So another thing I'm going to test. I'm going to create a memory block, test block of 1 megabyte roughly. That will be one part time one for part 1024. 1 kilobyte, 1 megabyte. And I'm going to try to send that directly to x size equals these, and I set as x size. Initial size initialize to 0, true. I want it to initialize, and then I'm going to write directly all this information. And of course, here on my other side of the code, I'm not going to decode this image because it's going to be all crap. So just to test out, I'm sending 1 megabyte through the pipe, through down the pipe. That's funnier. And let's see if that's still going to crash the code. Unless I'm overlooking something very silly, which sometimes I do. But still crashing. So it's probably going to be something else. What? Why is doing that? Because if I send just 1 kilobyte, happens. Still crashing. I think starting to think that the problem is something else, not that. So let's take a look again. Maybe this guy leaving some stuff in memory. I don't know. Doing that. One is right. It's writing the size and then sending the stuff. Doing that. Here I'm actually reading size. So I read size, which is figure 64. That's weird. Well, to be honest, I don't get it. Still crashing. Let's see if I send just 10 bytes. Very small. It's no longer crashing. Just hot to the cold. What it is that is going on? I really don't get it. Why it's doing like that? Because I have already used this for state information. My other code for the X42, and it works. Works perfectly. So I don't get why it's doing like that. Then again, doesn't make sense. So let me try to find some information if the named pipe actually has some sort of limitation. There's no information in here. Check the. It's not a matter of breaking the pipe, otherwise, it would halt everything out. Just weird. Supposed to- Another thing I was thinking about is we try something else. Try this. I can write the contents of this variable. There must be a way for me to verify what's going on, but I don't really know what's going on. What could be that's happening that is breaking the code right in here? That's something else. 1024 bytes, but doesn't get any close. Then there's a 8 second time. Just closes. Why? The I did add a timer to check if it needs to close, but timer is 24 seconds, so it's not that, I guess. 1000, yeah, 24, 25 seconds. Really not that. But just in case I'm going crazy, I'm going to remove it. See how far it goes. But then there's this guy here. I have to check if I'm not closing the external process from the main one. Definitely not that. Let me remove this before I forget. Let's see where I'm killing the process. On the send control byte. Okay. 4 seconds. That sounds like that. So it could be something like this. It's taking more than 4 seconds, then just for the sake of testing this, I'm going to put this guy here and this guy in here. Starting to think that's the problem. Has nothing to do with this guy here. Ah, something. But chill. I don't think that's taking 4 seconds to send this information, but let's test. Just so I can remove that from the table. Oh, see? Bloody hell. Okay, there's a while here, and there is no sleep. That's that's one problem. So that's going to be 4 seconds. Because I'm waiting for the end command, and I am sending it in here. It is in there. But maybe it's taking like 4 milliseconds to happen, and this wasn't added in here. So yeah, that can be a problem. So let me try again. Or and starts requesting information, and there you go, crashing anymore. It's good. I can actually lower that value. It's stuck somewhere. No, that's good. I can lower that to 1 and 4,000 would be better. And the same thing here, 1 and 4,000. 4 seconds. It's better. Okay, I can see that every 4 seconds it's requesting the information. A small halt period. This is actually not very good because it seems that the requests are clashing into each other, and I don't like that. Instead, what I'm going to do is separate the screen grab process from everything else, because it's running on another thread and it's clashing. So let me see. It's not hard. I just have to create another named pipe and another thread just for that on the external application, not on the internal one. I'm going to put on thread number 1 with the other one because it's going to be very small. This should be good. Let me think in here. I have my named pipes around here. Pipe processing, pipe others, pipe screenshot. Let me find where are the pipe others so I can close it up. I have to close the guy. I have to find where to open it up. Because all the other calls should be thread safe. So I don't have to really bother too much about that. Now I have to go to the initialize external process. And oops, and create the named pipe. And I can just go with screenshot. I'm closing, I'm creating it, I'm closing it in here. There's a bunch of calls here from the events that I'm not going to use like this. I'm going to use in another way. and that should be it. So now I can go to the pipe process. I don't send a control byte anymore, because this is going to be thread safe, because the paint is going to be called only one time and not going to overlap each other. So I'm going to go like this. So if the processor is running, I'm going to read the size. First I have to send it something to start. I'm going to write, I can use the actual size value. I can use like 24 as a command to receive. Come on. And then I'm going to read back the size.